Hello, you are listening to English edition of Konopný podcast dedicated to cannabis growing and another interesting information about cannabis. My name is Josef Krejčík and I am publishing books and articles on this topic for more than 12 years. I am wishing you a pleasant listening. Hello, welcome to another episode of Cannabis Podcast. Today I'm in Düsseldorf at the trade show Cannafair, and I talked to Egbert, who is owner of company Guanokalong, who produce fertilizers based on bud guano. Hello Egbert, how are you doing?
I'm fine, I'm enjoying the show so far. It's a little bit quiet, so it's good to interview you.
Yeah?
Get interviewed.
Oh, perfect. I'm very happy to find the time to do that. Listen, Egbert, I don't know anyone else who is producing fertilizer based on bud guano. How did you get to this source?
I was living 20 years ago. I was living in Indonesia, and then I was working in hotel industry, and I was looking for my friend who I know from hotel school. And then I found him, and then he introduced me to bud guano, and he told me it's a very good product that can be used in agriculture. It can be used for anything. And he asked me to have a look and to come over to Jakarta, where he lives. And then I came over, and then I had a look at the product, and from there on, I went back to the Netherlands, and from there on, I looked for further opportunities to market this product in Europe. So that's when I started in 2002, 2003, and
Okay.
It's a nice product.
Okay, cool. Bud guano, do I understand good that this is like a shit of bats or?
Yes. Bad guano is, there's three different types of guano. One is from seabird guano. The other one is more like rock phosphate. And the other one is bat guano, and this is from animal excrements, from bat excrements. And basically the bats, they live in the jungle. And every day and every night or every morning they fly out to catch the insects, to eat the fruits, and they shit it in the cave, and then after a while we scoop it out, and then ready to be sold in Europe.
Cool. And it is some special sort of bats, or it doesn't matter?
There's two different kinds of bats. One is actually there's three. There's the Dracula bat. That eats blood or drinks blood. Yeah, there's about 1,000 different bats, and one or two of them, as I know, maybe there's more, but there's like 2 or 3 Draculas, blood drinking bats, and for the rest it's insect eating bats or fruit eating bats.
Okay.
And my guano, the Guanokalong, is actually from both, from fruit eating bats as from insect eating bats.
Okay, so no blood in your product.
No, I'm not that I think. No.
Okay, so you dig or get bud guano from a cave, and then you can directly put it in bag and sell it to growers, or you mix it with some soil or some other compounds.
Well, yeah, basically some of the bad guano is really old and fermented, and it's dried, and then it's filtered and then put in bags, and then it has to be that is really important. Otherwise, you cannot get the guano into Europe. It has to be heated for like 2 hours on 80 degrees. This is to take out all the diseases, but and then it's gonna be put in bags and then shipped to me, and then I will mix it with soil, or I will mix it with other fertilizers, and just to sell the guano. Yeah.
Okay, so it's not so easy that some people can say, okay, we can go to cave, dig some bad shit and put it to bag it. So it's not as easy as it sounds. So I see it's a little bit more complicated, maybe also because of all the rules which has to be followed on the market. Yeah. Right.
But I have to say one thing is if you find a bat cave in your garden or in the mountain where you live or wherever, and you are in Europe, and then feel free to get it out. But I'm not promoting these kind of actions because I think that the bats should be also left alone. Okay. And you should respect the eco life there, and not to start a big excavation of bad shit, from your local cave. But but most of the time it's I think you will find a small cave and then small quantities of guano, and it's not bad to use. I mean, but for importing it from a third country like Madagascar or from Indonesia, it needs to go through a process that I need to be. I need to be not really certified, but I need to have an approval number from the food authorities in order to import this. And this is really important, otherwise you cannot import any guano.
Interesting. So I have to ask you if there are still enough guano in Madagascar or in cave in Indonesia?
Yes, I just came back from Indonesia, and I didn't have time to visit one of the caves. But I think there is still enough bad guano in the caves that is available for you. On the other hand, another big problem is that for the transportation now, for example, there is no vessels going from Madagascar to Europe on a given time. So it really takes. I really have to wait a long time, sometimes a couple of months, in order to get a vessel to come with one container of guano or 2 containers of guano to Europe.
Yeah, it's a common problem in lots of branches now that people know where to buy, what to buy, but it's hard to find transportation, or transportation is very, very expensive. Do you also feel it on your product? Did you have to raise prices of your products during last year or year and a half, which is the time when everything rises in price a lot?
Yeah, I had to raise my price. I didn't do that for the last 10 years, but I will always find a situation to cope with the price levels, whether to increase or to decrease. And then I try to stabilize the price and not to make any friction in the market, and to make any bad idea or any bad unbalanced things. So this meaning that prices for transportation have increased, and also for the packaging, and sometimes there's not even a boat going from A to B because it's not really economic for the company to go at that moment, since the company can make more money on transportation that is being done between China and Europe, for example, and not from Africa to Europe.
Yeah, crazy times. Hopefully, hopefully it will change soon. But yeah, time is a little bit crazy now. So everybody solve different kind of troubles. Energies are very expensive now. So what is also not a good news for many growers. Anyway, what do you produce from bud guano? Because you are not producing only one type of fertilizer. So what products you can offer to growers?
Yes, my bad guano has a lot of phosphorus. It has a little of nitrogen, a little of potassium, and that means that I have to find other organic fertilizers to make a good combination of NPK levels. I don't mix up the guano with other fertilizers, since I want to guarantee that the growers cannot burn their plants by any means. So sometimes the levels of NPK is different. So some companies are leveling it out to a certain level of NPK. I don't do that. I just say, this is my product, and this is the amount you have to put with the soil. And then if you want to have some extra nitrogen or potassium, then you mix it with other products. For instance, I have a very nice product. It's called Veg Pearls. It includes a lot of nitrogen, and this is in powder form, and the other one is in liquid form. It's called Kalong Grow. For the potassium, I have palm tree ashes. This is also a natural product from Indonesia, and to have this in liquid form, I have the Kalong Bloom, and on top of that, I have many other products that are all organic, and some are good for the microelements, some are good for the potassium, some are good for the phosphorus. Everything is there.
Cool. So there is a couple of things you are producing, because honestly I remember that I saw Guanokalong for the first time. Maybe it's 15, maybe minimum 15 years ago in Czech, and I remember that it was like something everybody was talking about. Like it was like good for growers who grow in soil. So yeah, I remember in Czech it's for a long time already. So do you remember when did you step on the Czech market?
That must have been in 2003, 4 or 5.
Yeah, it's possible, because I really remember it a really long time. So when you said that you started in 2000 or 2002, so maybe your way to Czech market was very quick. In how many countries you sell your product at the moment?
I sell my products in almost all countries in Europe.
Okay.
And on top of that, I sell my products, of course, in Switzerland and in the UK.
Okay.
And then through my French distributor, I'm more or less selling my products to all the French, they call it colonies by sea. Like talking about Mauritius, French Guiana, whatever you have.
It's not necessary to mention all countries in the world, or where you are, of course. I have one question, because lots of people are asking me when they think about legal production or production for medicinal market. Do you think that organic fertilizers are possible to use for standardization production of medicinal cannabis?
For the moment, it's not done, because the companies that can produce medical cannabis for like pharmacies have to be approved by the government, and they have to work also according to a special protocol that only entails
they have to follow some rules.
They have to follow rules that entails not organic, but mineral fertilizers.
Yeah.
And of course, I hope that they can in the future use more organic fertilizers, because organic fertilizers also give a better taste, not only better quality, but also a better taste to the end product. So more and more people will enjoy it, next to having the medical benefits.
Yeah. So, if I ask you if it's possible to grow standardized product, you answer me that it's not possible because there are some rules. Am I right? But if I ask you if you think that it's possible to produce standardized product using organic fertilizer, if there will be no rules, but we think only about the end product and the way we grow it, do you think that with organic fertilizer I can constantly produce the same quality or same standard of cannabis?
At the moment, I don't know, because with growing with organics, it's always different, and and with mineral fertilizer, you can much more better steer it, and so you don't make any mistakes or whatever. With organics, you have to let the organics do their job, and for me it's okay. But if you have to work according to a certain protocol, or I can still recommend it, but I will not promote this.
Okay, I fully understand it. Do you have some new plans, or what is like because everybody is trying to improve their products? Of course, you are doing the same stuff. Well, can you tell me what changed in last years in your products or in your company, and what we should expect in upcoming years or in close future?
Yeah. Well, the bad guano is still it's quite a tricky product to import that. Every time I import it, there's some problem with the government control. But still, I'm approved, and it should not be a problem. But you also have to look at the importing a safe product, and I think it's I'm approved. It's going through a certain kind of regulations. It's safe to import, so we don't have to worry about COVID things. But on the other hand, I'm also looking at other products to make a complete vegan line. Now I'm just this show. Actually, I'm introducing my new feed schedules. This entails 2 vegan lines of my product. One is solid based and one is liquid based. So I think it's a very good move for the future and also for now.
Okay, good. Is there something you can say Czech growers, or something you want to share with people who like to grow cannabis, or who like to enjoy it in many ways?
For the Czech growers, and that's for all the growers here in Europe. Keep on trying, and if you're growing plants for yourself or for your friends, then I think organics is the best product to use.
Okay, it's a great, simple, and very nice message. So thank you very much to attend a cannabis podcast. That is in Czech, it's konopný podcast. In English, it's cannabis podcast. So very nice to meet you, and I hope we will see each other on another trade show, and maybe we will talk again.
Thank you, Jose.
Yeah. Okay. Bye bye.
Bye bye.